without ever offering a solution or real
the Duke and
change.
Duchess of Sussex, has captivated the world since their fairy tale wedding in 2018. Once heralded as the modern face of the British monarchy, their decision to step back from royal duties in 2020 and relocate to the United States promised a new chapter of financial independence and global influence. However, by July 2025, their story has taken a dramatic turn. Reports of a collapsed $100 million Netflix deal, dwindling income streams, and escalating expenses have sparked headlines declaring a looming financial crisis. A detailed audit by The Mark Dolan Show, supported by world-renowned financial experts, predicts that without significant changes, the Sussexes could face bankruptcy within 3 to 5 years. The Mark Dolan Show, July 2025. This article explores the unraveling of their financial empire, the impact of their extravagant lifestyle, the loss of major contracts, and the strain on their marriage amid whispers of Harry seeking funds from King Charles. As their popularity wanes and bills mount, the Sussexes' dream of independence is teetering on the edge of ruin, raising questions about their future and the sustainability of their Montecito lifestyle. The Sussexes' financial troubles came into sharp focus in July 2025 when reports surfaced that their $100 million 5-year Netflix deal, signed in 2020, would not be renewed upon its expiration in September 2025. People, Hindustan Times.
Strategists, social media managers, heads of operations, someone might stop and go,
insiders estimate the couple pocketed only $15 million due to underperforming projects and high production
Now we can laugh about it, and believe me, we will best. Only for those people to bolt faster than Harry from a royal engagement.
Produced just 4 projects. The docuseries Harry and Meghan, Heart of Invictus,
They're pulled from major
Live to Lead,
companies,
and
Netflix,
Meghan's lifestyle
Spotify,
show With
global
Love,
PR firms.
Meghan,
But nothing
News
sticks.
18.
The press
Only the
releases
first,
all ever-growing
a tell-all about
Sussex
their
staff
royal exit,
graveyard.
garnered significant viewership, amassing millions of hours watched globally. People.
That's
the
where the
others,
last
including
wave
Harry's
of
polo
exits
documentary,
started.
Polo, and With
The
Love,
wildest
Meghan,
part is
struggled,
Meghan and Harry keep
with the
blaming
latter
everyone but
ranking
themselves.
383rd
For a while, you've got to
on
stop
Netflix's
pointing fingers.
global
At some
charts,
point, the
with
common
just
denominator
5.3
is,
million
well,
views in
serious
its first
money
half
drain.
year.
People don't
Hindustan
just walk away
Times.
quietly,
A Netflix
especially not if
source
they were
told
brought
The
in to
Sun,
fix a brand
"The
that's been
deal is
spiraling
done.
for years.
No more shows
Makes
will
you
be
wonder
made.
if this constant
Netflix
turnover
got
is a
their
symptom
hits
of
with the
deeper
initial
problems,
documentary,
money
but the rest
issues,
fizzled
creative
out.
conflicts,
The
or just
Sun.
plain old
The streaming
toxic
giant's
leadership.
shift
It's not
to
even about
first
whether
look
Harry and
deals
Meghan
and
are likable
partnerships
too.
with
Is
figures
loud.
like King
It's not
Charles and
subtle.
Idris
It
Elba
screams
signals a
dysfunction, no
pivot
matter how
away
many
from the
curated
Sussexes.
Instagram posts or
IB
inspirational
Times
taglines
UK.
they try to throw
Production
on top.
costs,
And yet, they
including
keep
With
pretending
Love,
everything is fine.
Meghan's reported 80
Maybe the real
producers
royal drama
ate
was
into
never
profits,
in Buckingham Palace.
leaving the
Look at a
couple with a
situation
fraction of
and
the
think.
touted $100
Let's be real.
million.
Everyone
The
has
Mark
bad
Dolan
days. It comes
Show.
the cherry on
At
top.
Radar
That
Online
twerking
tweeted,
video.
"The
Yes,
Sussexes'
a
Netflix
literal
deal is
twerking
dead,
video was
costing them
allegedly cooked up by
$100
one of
His complaints are starting to
Bankruptcy
feel
and
like a
divorce
broken
loom
record.
at Radar
And each
Online
time,
X.
the public
This
reaction,
loss,
instead of
coupled
pausing
with
and
the
explaining
earlier
himself,
collapse of their
Harry's
$20
frustration
million
bubbled
Spotify
up.
deal after
The
one
more Prince
season of
Harry
Archetypes,
speaks,
The
the more it
Sun,
feels like
has
he's
left their
drifting
media
further away
empire
from the
in
public's
tatters.
reality.
Harry's wealth,
Except,
estimated at
apparently,
$60
peace of
million,
mind.
is largely
What started
inherited,
as a relatable
not earned.
story,
The Mark
then
Dolan
any
Show.
real risk
He received
to his
$10
family.
million from
And Harry's
Princess
case
Diana's
isn't
estate
unique.
at age 25.
She may not always be
and
in front of the cameras, but make no
$10.5 million from the
mistake,
Queen Mother's
she's
Trust
pulling
on
the
his
strings
40th
and
birthday
carefully
in
crafting
September
their public image.
2024.
Meghan
The Mark
stays in the
Dolan
background,
Show.
letting
BBC.
Harry take the
Meghan,
emotional
meanwhile, earned
spotlight.
approximately $5
It's a
million
clever
from her
strategy.
role in Suits.
While
Though
everyday
after
people
taxes
are
and
worried
fees,
about paying
this
rent,
likely nets
feeding
to
their
$3
families,
million.
and dealing with
The Mark
stress,
Dolan Show.
his
These
constant
sums,
narrative of
while
being a victim
substantial,
has lost its
are
punch,
insufficient to
and the public
sustain
is
their
growing more
extravagant
skeptical.
spending without
But now it's
consistent
hard to feel
income.
sorry for someone who
Hindustan
keeps
Times.
asking for
The
help
couple's
when they're
reliance
living a
on royal
life
inheritances
most
has
could
drawn
only
criticism.
dream of.
A royal
It
commentator
felt like we'd heard it
told
all
GB
before,
News,
a
Harry
tired,
won the womb
recycled
lottery
story
born
with
to
no
Diana
resolution.
and Charles. But he
The more
squandered
Prince
it
Harry
on a
speaks,
lifestyle he can't
the more
afford.
it feels like he's
GB
drifting
News.
further away
the
from
Queen
the
Mother's
public's
bequest,
reality.
intended as a
Towards
legacy for her great-grandchildren,
like he wasn't
has been
being
partially
backed up.
depleted by
He
legal
thought that his
battles and
family
failed
failed to defend
ventures.
Meghan
The Mark
properly.
Dolan Show.
Harry's
At the
focus
fake
remains
Duchess
on
tweeted,
things
Harry's
like the royal
broke in
family,
begging Charles
security
for trust
details,
fund access.
the
The
Meghan
Queen
factor.
Mother would be rolling in her
But
grave.
it never really
at the fake
disappeared.
Duchess
Now
S.
imagine if this
Harry's
secret
memoir,
child was
Spare,
actually
earned
still out there.
$20 million
Then
up
any
front
real risk
and $7
to his
million in
family
sales.
is more
But
about
legal
keeping
costs
up a
from
certain
multiple
narrative
lawsuits
than
have
actual
eroded these
concern for
gains.
his safety.
The royal grift.
Security
X.
controversy.
Harry's legal pursuits
It felt
have been
less
a
like a
significant
conversation
drain.
and more like he
Since
was preparing for a
2019,
fight.
the Sussexes have
The
filed
more
10
Prince
lawsuits,
Harry speaks,
primarily
the more it
against the
feels
British
like he's
press,
drifting further
winning
away
5
from
but
the
losing
public's
3,
reality.
and dropping
Is more
high-profile
about
claims in
keeping
another,
up a certain
Newsweek.
narrative
Their
than
victory
actual
against Splash
concern for
News
his
forced
safety.
the agency into bankruptcy.
What should have been a
and
raw,
a case against the
emotional
Mail on
moment
Sunday
felt
over Meghan's
overly
private
rehearsed.
letter to her father
But now it's
yielded
hard to feel
damages,
sorry for someone who
Newsweek.
keeps asking
However,
for help
recent
when they're living a
losses,
life
including a
most
failed
could
challenge
only
against the
dream of,
UK government over
picks
downgraded
up
security,
on their personal
have
struggles
cost Harry an
and
estimated
spins them into
$1.5
once
million,
Harry had the
including
nation's sympathy.
$890.
It's hard to continue rooting for
funds he
someone
must
who
repay.
constantly reminds
Newsweek,
you of their pain,
Express.co.uk.
too focused on pushing the
A
same
High
old
Court
narrative.
judge ordered Harry to cover 90%
Once seen as
of
a
the Home
relatable
Office's
figure, talking about his struggles with
$748,000
royal
costs,
life.
with his
It's
own
hard for
legal
anyone
fees
to relate
pushing
to
the
his
total
issues
higher.
into a
Newsweek.
hole of
Meghan faces
frustration.
her own legal woes.
He's
A
been very
defamation
vocal
lawsuit
about how
from
this
her
loss
half-sister,
has affected
Samantha
his family.
Markle,
But
over
there's a catch.
2021
The truth
Oprah
is,
interview claims
Harry still has
requires
access to
depositions in
security,
late 20
and Harry's case
25
isn't
Daily
unique.
Mail. Legal
The Meghan
experts
factor.
warn a loss could trigger
Every
further
move is
lawsuits,
planned to keep them in the
compounding
media.
financial strain.
Meghan isn't
The
just
Sun,
sitting
at
back.
Royal Decoded tweeted,
Harry's emotional
Samantha's
moments,
lawsuit could
his
bankrupt
complaints,
Meghan's credibility
his
and
frustrations.
wallet. At Royal Decoded
Every
X.
time Harry opens
Harry's
up,
appeal loss
it's
in
about
May
the same old
2025
problems.
over UK security arrangements left him devastated, with fears he cannot safely bring his family to the UK. Reuters. At Palace Security tweeted, Harry's legal fights are bleeding him dry. No wonder he's reaching out to Charles. At Palace Security X. The Sussexes' financial woes are compounded by their lavish Montecito lifestyle. Their $14.65 million mansion, purchased in 2020 with a $9.5 million mortgage, carries annual costs of $300,000 in property taxes,
That's right.
$2
Since Harry and
million in
Meghan stepped down
security,
from royal duties,
and millions
22
more
did.
in maintenance
And who
and
nodded
staff
along
salaries.
thinking, yep, this will fix
Vocal
everything.
media, Yahoo.
Spoiler,
A source
it did
told
too,
Hindustan
is loud.
Times.
It's not
Meghan and
subtle.
Harry
It
rely on
screams
these deals to
dysfunction,
sustain
no matter how
their
many curate
$29
stratosphere
million
as
mansion
global
and
do-gooders.
huge staff. Without them, they're headed for bankruptcy. Hindustan Times. Official documents show the mortgage, with interest, extends to 2050, requiring a $5 million deposit and ongoing payments. Yahoo. At Astor Unfiltered tweeted, they promised financial independence, but burned through inheritance and deals with no steady income. At Astor Unfiltered X. Their Archewell Foundation, meant to be a philanthropic powerhouse, is also struggling. Donations have dropped 30% since 2020, and staff turnover 25 employees since its inception reflects internal chaos. Vocal media. A former staffer told The Sun, it's not a team, it's survival mode. The Sun. The foundation's failure to deliver consistent impact, coupled with a reported £79,000 debt to a non-profit organization, has raised red flags. russbankrupt.ru. At the Royal Grift tweeted, Harry's book deal gave $20 million up front, plus $7 million from sales, and $10 million from the Queen's estate. Yet they're drowning in debt. Meghan's lifestyle brand, initially launched as American Riviera Orchard and rebranded to As Ever in February 2025, has been a financial black hole. Legal battles over trademark disputes with Mark Kolsky and plagiarism accusations tied to its logo have stalled progress. Daily Mail. No products have been sold, despite millions spent on development. Variety. A source told The Sun, As Ever was supposed to be Meghan's legacy. Instead, it's a financial disaster. The Sun. At Windsor Leaks tweeted, Montecito's a money pit. No wonder Meghan's looking for a billionaire. Radar Online. The Mark Dolan Show draws a parallel to the Beckham family, England's second royal family, where Sir Elton John is reportedly mediating tensions. The Mark Dolan Show. Brooklyn Beckham's pursuit of an American billionaire mirrors Meghan's alleged billionaire connection, highlighting themes of ambition and family discord. Radar Online. At Royal Parallel tweeted, Harry and Meghan, Brooklyn and his billionaire, same story, different family. Ambition over loyalty. At Royal Parallel. X. Elton John's intervention, dubbed an attempt to feel the love tonight, underscores the universal challenge of balancing wealth, fame, and family. The Mark Dolan Show. The Sussexes' popularity has plummeted. In the UK, Harry's favorability is 32%, with Meghan lower at 28%, YouGov. In the US, once their stronghold, public interest has waned, with Love, Meghan criticized as flat and self-glorifying, First Post. A Netflix source told Hindustan Times, "They've gone from buzzy to background noise." Hindustan Times. South Park's 2023 satire and Oprah Winfrey's teasing of their royal surname reflect a cultural shift, Wikipedia. At Royal Exposure tweeted, "The Sussexes' fairy tale is a house of cards. Bankruptcy's just the start." At Royal Exposure X. Their branding choices, like naming ventures after their children, Archewell, archetypes, have drawn criticism as narcissistic. The Mark Dolan Show. At Sussex Critic tweeted, "Why put Archie and Lilibet's names on everything? It's creepy and exploitative." At Sussex Critic. X. Meghan's decision to discuss starting a business with 4-year-old Lilibet was panned as inappropriate. The Sun. A royal commentator told GB News, "Meghan's projecting her ambitions onto her kids. It's not parenting, it's branding." GB News. Reports that Harry's outreach to King Charles is financially motivated have intensified scrutiny. The Mark Dolan Show. Royal journalist Robert Jobson claimed Harry's July 2025 meetings with palace officials were about accessing trust funds, not mending ties. The Sun. At Wichan Adia Cup tweeted, "Harry's pleading for money from the Bank of Charles. No reconciliation here." At Wichan Adia Cup X. A source told The Express, "Harry's desperate. The Netflix money's gone and Meghan's ventures are failing." The Express. Charles, focused on his health, has remained distant, unwilling to be drawn into the feud. The Telegraph. Harry's legal battles over UK security, costing $1.5 million, have further strained his finances. Newsweek. His failed appeal in May 2025, coupled with fears for his family's safety, has left him feeling betrayed. Reuters. At Palace Insider tweeted, "Harry's fighting for security but can't afford the legal bills. He's turning to Charles for a bailout." At Palace Insider X. The loss of royal funding post-2020, when Charles ceased financial support, has left the Sussexes vulnerable. BBC. The Mark Dolan Show's audit paints a grim picture. With $60 million in assets, $20.5 million from inheritances, $3 million from Meghan Suits earnings, $15 million from Netflix, and $7 million from Spare the Sussexes, face annual expenses of $5.10 million. The Mark Dolan Show, Yahoo. These include, without new contracts, their wealth could be depleted by 2028 to 2030. The Mark Dolan Show. Harry's trust fund pleas show they're out of cash. Meghan's burned through it all. A financial expert told Hindustan Times, "They're living a billionaire's lifestyle on a millionaire's budget. It's unsustainable." Hindustan Times. The Sussexes' journey from royal rebels to potential bankrupts is a stark reminder of the perils of unchecked ambition and financial mismanagement. The collapse of their $100 million Netflix deal, coupled with as ever's failure, legal battles, and a costly Montecito lifestyle, has left them teetering on the edge of ruin. Harry's inherited wealth, once a safety net, is dwindling under the weight of their extravagance, while Meghan's commercial ventures have failed to deliver. The Mark Dolan Show. Public sentiment, once sympathetic, has turned critical, with their relevance fading in the face of flops and controversies. YouGov, First Post. Harry's reported plea to King Charles for funds underscores their desperation, while whispers of divorce signal a marriage strained by financial and personal pressures. Radar Online. As the Sussexes face a 3 to 5 year timeline to bankruptcy, their story serves as a cautionary tale. Even a prince's fortune cannot withstand the collision of ambition, excess, and a world that's moved on. Without a drastic course correction, their Montecito dream may become a financial nightmare, leaving their legacy and their marriage in tatters.